when I say project manager, I'm referring to a formal position to which a person has been hired by the vendor who's conducting the eDiscovery project on behalf of a litigating firm. And this person has management oversight over the project. A team lead is an informal position most often, sometimes formal, but often informal, where a person who has been hired onto the project as a reviewer is then given responsibility by the project manager to conduct certain oversight roles that the project manager cannot do because they don't speak the language. This can include quality control. This can include assessments of the linguistic and review abilities of other reviewers. And it can also include certain summarizing or minor translating tasks that come up within the course of the review.
Okay. Now, Rem, you've done over tens of thousands of hours of foreign language review, both as a first level reviewer, as a quality control manager, to leading entire teams across countries. What would you say to law firms today that are trying to evaluate vendors in identifying the right partners to, one, work with when you're engaging with a foreign language review? You mentioned some of this, but I wanted to really focus in on some of those things that often the selecting party who doesn't have the background or experience in assessing the quality. So this is asking like me, who may not speak a language, to be able to evaluate somebody who's providing a particular service or product in which I don't have the capacity to be able to understand or evaluate because I don't have, in this case, the linguistic knowledge. So how often challenging that could become?
I think there are two things you want to really look at in terms of who's leading the review. One is the product manager, a person who can speak the language and knows the culture of the language and country in question. So for English language project, this does not come up at all. However, but for something like a Japanese or any type of foreign language project, this can be extremely important for various reasons that I've already described. However, unless the project manager speaks the language and understands the culture of the review in question, they're going to be forced to rely upon somebody who does. That person who they rely upon can very often be more important to the success or failure of the review than the project manager themselves that was hired to lead the review. Because if they rely upon somebody who should not have been relied upon, this can result in mistranslations or misunderstood instructions or outright massive errors. And so the ability to choose somebody who has the cultural and linguistic understanding of the review is going to be one of the most important things you want to find in a review manager.